Okay. So they win. Good morning and happy Father's Day to all of our fathers out there. It's maybe no greater honor than being a father. And now I get to be a poppy, and so we got poppies and pappies and grandfathers and all of that out there, and we just want to honor you today. It's a great club to belong to. We're so happy that you've joined us this morning. And papas and daddies, hope that somebody's making you breakfast and treating you good today. So I am so excited about the message today. We're going to be reading in just a little bit out of Luke's Gospel, chapter 6. And as I look around today and I listen to the news, I look at social media, I see all the things that's going on, and I ask, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do about the abuse of power and corrupt law enforcement officers? What do we do? What do we do about the violence and anger directed toward law enforcement? What do we do? Everybody's asking questions. What do we do about the great divide, that ever-growing gap between the races? What do we do with that? What do we do with the Confederate flag and the Confederate monuments? What do we do with the rioting and looting and fighting and killing in the streets? Questions everywhere. But are there any answers? Are there any answers? Well, I have a surprise for you this morning. I'm so happy that you're watching, whatever venue you may be watching on. If you're watching online or you're watching Facebook Live or YouTube, whatever venue you have, because I may have never preached a more important message than I'm preaching this morning. I'm really excited. It's not just hyperbole. That's the absolute truth. And in 35 years of preaching and pastoring, this may be the holy grail of Roger Bradley sermons. I think it could be the most important message maybe that we've ever shared. If we could somehow get this video to go viral, I may win the Pulitzer Peace Prize for this, because I have the answer to these questions. I have the answer to these questions and hundreds more like them. And I believe God gave me this answer about 10 days ago. He used my daughter to actually ignite this fire in me. And over the last 9 or 10 days, I'll be honest with you, it's just consumed me. I think about it every day and sometimes for long periods of time. And by the way, the principles that I'm going to share with you this morning, they not only apply on a national scale to what we're going through right now, but they'll apply to your marriage. They'll apply to your relationship with your children. They'll apply to your relationship with your coworkers. They are universal. And so this is part 2 of our series, How to Find Peace in a World Filled with Chaos. That's what we're looking at, because nobody would argue that we're living in a chaotic world right now. Everything from coronavirus to the discord and problems that we're having with people all around the country. So let's read our text, and then we'll get into this. Luke's Gospel, chapter 6, Jesus is speaking here. And he says, but to you who are willing to listen. That's the first part. We have to be willing to listen. Nobody ever learned anything talking. We have to be willing to listen. He says, to you who are willing to listen, I say, love your enemies. Do good to those who hate you. Bless those who curse you. Pray for those who hurt you. If someone slaps you on one cheek, offer the other cheek also. If someone demands your coat, offer your shirt also. Give to anyone who asks, and when things are taken away from you, don't try to get them back. Do to others as you would like them to do to you. Now, we've all heard that verse of Scripture, or a form of that, since we were children. We call it the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. We know the verse. The problem is, I think it's, a lot of people feel like it's a little bit outdated. We don't really like to adhere to the scriptures of turning the other cheek. If someone, loving our enemies, blessing those that curse us, it's just not popular today. It sort of rubs us the wrong way. We do unto others, as they do to us, right? We do unto others before they get a chance to do unto us. Or if we don't mind doing unto others who agree with us. We don't mind doing unto others who think like us or look like us or vote like us. We have no problem doing good to those. But Jesus said, but to you who are willing to listen. So if you're willing to listen this morning, I'm going to give you the solution to 90% of all your problems, maybe more, if you're willing to listen. So it all revolves around one word. And this word has sort of turned my world upside down over the past 10 days or so. And once I explain to you the true meaning of this word, I think it's going to rock your world also. I think it's going to absolutely change the way you look at things. The great Aretha Franklin reintroduced us to this word back in 1967 when she spelled it out for us in the words of her song, RESPECT, respect. RESPECT. And then she would say, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. And that's the heart cry of people in the world today. Give me respect. I need respect. She said, sock it to me, sock it to me, sock it to me. Give me respect. All I want is a little respect. All I need is a little respect. These are the lyrics of the song. And it's the heart cry of most Americans today. All I need is a little respect. The African Americans simply want to be respected and valued by white America. Law enforcement simply wants to be respected by the public that they serve. People of the Confederate want their heritage to be respected. Husbands and wives cry out for respect. Parents want their children to respect them. Children say to their parents, respect my privacy, respect me. Give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. The words of the song echo in our heads. It's inherent, and it's in all of us. It doesn't matter if you're the CEO of a company with PhDs and MDs. You can have more degrees than a thermometer. But we want the respect deep down. That's what we want, respect of our colleagues, the respect of our peers. We want to be well respected in the community. But let me tell you something else my daughters have taught me. They've taught me that our homeless population in our community, they want the same thing. They still want respect. I mean, it's great that they can come here and get a hot meal every Wednesday, and they enjoy that. But more than that, deep down, you know what they really want? They really want to be respected. And my daughters have taught me this. I'm so proud as I watch my girls and other volunteers here at Church on the Rock give not only food and clothes away to those who come by on Wednesday evenings, but they also give respect. They know their names. They ask them about their family. They ask them about, what's going on in their lives. And they care about each and every one. They show them respect, RESPECT. We all want it. We all crave it. We all feel like we deserve it. We all enjoy it when we get it. The biggest problem in the world today is we're much quicker to demand respect than we are to give respect. Everybody wants respect. Give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. But we're much quicker to demand respect than we are to give respect. We say, well, if they want my respect, they have to earn my respect. Well, Jesus sees it a little differently. In verse 32, he said, if you love only those who love you, why should you get credit for that? Even sinners love those who love them. If you do good only to those who do good to you, why should you get credit? Even sinners do that much. And if you lend money only to those who can repay you, why should you get credit? Even sinners will lend to other sinners. Love your enemies. Do good to them. Lend to them without expecting to be repaid. Then your reward from heaven will be very great, and you will truly be acting as children of the Most High, for he is kind to those who are unthankful and wicked. You must be compassionate just as your Father is compassionate. Jesus gives a different perspective. Now, I haven't even gotten to the good part yet because I haven't explained to you what respect is. And once I explain exactly what respect is, I think it's going to rock your world. But only to those who are willing to listen. Jesus said, to you who are willing to listen, to you who are willing to show respect. Are you ready? Respect. RESPECT. Give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. We all want it, but are we willing to give it to others? What is respect? Respect is a compound word. Re, of course, means to do again, right? We know that. To do over. If we watch a television show we've watched before, we call it a rerun. We're watching the reruns. If we eat food, leftovers from yesterday, we reheat the leftovers. We reheat it. We heat it again. We remember. We call to mind the events that happened before, and we remember them. We bring them back to our mind. Retrospect, right? We think about something that's happened before. So the word we know means to do over. The word spect is the root word of spectacles, like the glasses. Spectacle. Spect always means to see, to look, to see. If you inspect something, it means you're looking into it. You're inspecting it. You're looking into it. Retrospect means we're looking back at something. We'll say, well, in retrospect, I should have done this. So looking back at this, I should have done this. So spect always means to look or view. So if I respect you, listen to this. If I respect you, what I'm saying is I'm going to take another look at this through your eyes because I respect you. I know the way I see it. I know my viewpoint. I know where I stand. But because I respect you, I'm going to take another look at this through your eyes. Jesus said, but to you who are willing to listen, to you who are willing to show respect, I say, love your enemies. Do good to those that hate you. Bless those that curse you. Pray for those who hurt you. Respect. I'm willing to take another look at this through your eyes. And then Jesus gives this great illustration on sight and how we see things, because that's what spect is, to look, to see, and we're re-looking. So Jesus gives us this great illustration. In verse 39, it says, Jesus gave the following illustration. Can one blind person lead another? Won't they both fall into the ditch? Students are not greater than their teacher, but the student who's fully trained will become like the teacher. Why worry about a speck in your friend's eye when you have a log in your own eye? How can you think of saying, friend, let me help you get rid of that speck in your eye when you can't see past the log in your own eye? Hypocrite. First get rid of the log in your own eye, then you will see well enough to deal with the speck in your friend's eye. What an amazing illustration. Jesus just painted a masterpiece on this canvas of something that we could so understand. This is the greatest problem we have in America today, church. We all have this tunnel vision. We only see things the way we see them. And the truth is, most of us have logs in our eyes. We're still trying to get the splinters out of everybody else's eye, and we have logs in our own eyes. How did we get the logs? Most of them were put or placed there by our history. We see things by how we've been taught to see them. We see things based on how we were raised, where we were raised, when we were raised. We see things based on our culture. And sometimes that can totally blind us to the truth that's right there. But we're not seeing it because we have logs in our own eye. If we can ever get the logs out of our eyes and begin to look again, to respect, to take another look, to respect the opinions of others instead of demanding that they respect us, we will solve 90% of the world's problems. Almost 2,000 years after Jesus gave us this amazing lesson on respect and loving our enemies and not judging others and fixing our own sight and vision before we try to correct others, almost 2,000 years later, one of the most brilliant men of our day, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., said these words, "Darkness can never drive out darkness. Only light can do that. And hate can never drive out hate. Only love can do that. RE-SPECT. Church, I refuse to keep screaming at the darkness. It's our job to be the light, not to scream at the darkness. I refuse to keep hating the haters. That's not our job. Our job is to love even those who hate us, even those who are hating, to be able to share and show the love of Jesus Christ. This is what you've gotten into. This is what the Christian life is all about. This is what it means to be a disciple of Christ, but only those who will listen. Some of you won't listen. Some of you right now have already turned me off, saying, no, I'm not taking another look. I know what it is. I already see. I know what I believe. I know what I see. I can't help you. Jesus said only to those who will listen. But he said you're walking around with logs in your eyes and you're trying to get splinters out of everybody else's eye. You're seeing what's so wrong with everybody else and what's so right, and you're demanding the respect of others, and yet you won't even take another look through somebody else's eyes. This is why I'm reaching out to my brothers and sisters who are of a different skin color than I am. And I'm asking them to sit down at the table with me. This is why I'm reaching out to people who have...
Good morning, Church on the Rock. Welcome to worship with us today. Happy Father's Day to the fathers out there. Let's stand and worship. Well, those in here, let's stand and worship, and those watching live, just sing along with us.
Was buried beneath my shame. Who could carry that kind of weight? It was my tomb till I met you. I was breathing, but not alive. All my failures I tried to hide. It was my tomb till I met you. You called my name. You called my name, and I ran out of that grave. Out of the darkness into your glorious day. You called my name, and I ran out of that grave. Out of the darkness into break at the weight of your glory. I need a shelter, I was an orphan, and you called me a citizen of heaven. When I was broken, you were my healing. Now your love is the air that I'm breathing. I have a future, my eyes are open, and when you call my name, I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness, into your glorious day. You called my name, and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness, into your glorious day. Oh, I've heard 1,000 stories of what they think you're like, but I've heard the tender whispers of love in the dead of night, and you tell me that you're pleased and that I'm never alone. You're a good, good Father. It's who you are. It's who you are. It's who you are. And I'm loved by you. It's who I am. It's who I am. It's who I am. Oh, and I see many searching for answers. Only you provide. I know we're all searching for answers. Only you provide, 'cause you know just what we need before we say a word. You're a good, good Father. It's who you are. It's who you are. It's who you are. And I'm loved by you. It's who I am. It's who I am. It's who I am. You're a good, good Father. It's who you are. It's who you are. It's who you are. And I'm loved by you. It's who I am. It's who I am. It's who I am. You are perfect. You are perfect in all of your ways. You are perfect in all of your ways. You are perfect in all of your ways to us. You are perfect in all of your ways. Are perfect in all of your ways. Are perfect in all of your ways to us. And love so undeniable, I can hardly speak. Peace so unexplainable, I can hardly think as you call me. Deeper still, and you call me. Deeper still as you call me. Deeper still as love. Love, you're a good, good Father. It's who you are. It's who you are. It's who you are. And I'm It's who I am. It's who I am. You're a good, good Father. It's who you are. It's who you are. It's who you are. And I'm loved by you. It's who I am. It's who I am. It's who I am. You are perfect. You are perfect in all of your ways. You are perfect in all of your ways. You are perfect in all of your ways to us. You are perfect in all of your ways. You are perfect in all of your ways. You are perfect in all of your ways to us. You're a good, good Father. It's who you are. It's who you are. It's who you are. And I'm loved by you. It's who I am. It's who I am. It's who I am.
Join me as we sing this hymn.
God sent his son. They called him Jesus. He came to love, heal and forgive. He bled and died to buy my pardon. An empty grave is there to prove my Savior lives. Because he lived, I can face tomorrow. Because he lived, all fear is gone. Because I know he holds the future, and life is worth the living just because he lived. Sweet to hold a newborn baby, feel the pride and joy he gives. Greater still, the calm assurance this child can face uncertain days because he lives. Because our Father we can live. Because he lives, I can face tomorrow. Because he lives, all fear is gone. Because I know he holds the future, and life is worth the living just because he lives. And then one day I'll cross that river, I'll fight life's fight, a war with pain. And then as death gives way to victory, I'll see the lights of glory, and I know he lives. Because he lives, I can face tomorrow. Because he lives, all fear is gone. Because I know he holds the future, and life is worth because He lived. All my fears are gone because I know He holds the future, and life is worth living just because He lived. Said life is worth the living just because He lived. Dear Lord, we come to You today just to thank You for this day, just to worship You, and just to know that through all the chaos that's going on, that through You we can just live and face it all. We can just, because of You, we have the power, the strength just to move on, and just to thank You for this day, and thank You for all that You've done. In Your name, amen.